If you're looking to stand out and really build rapport at a deeper level with your clients, then tune in and listen to what Kate Seehusen has to share around her strategies to build rapport at a listing appointment. Also, pick up some really cool strategies around her promotional side of things and how she's utilising lumpy mail to stand out in her marketplace. Enjoy this interview. So Kate, it's great to be here with you, having a chat about all the amazing things you're doing in the marketplace. From, you're in your 9th year?
Yes,
is that right?
Yep.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about the journey you've been on so far, and then we'll talk about some of the sort of present day things that you're actually doing now.
Sure.
Yeah. Sounds good.
So I started in real estate in 2001, and I started in property management. I was in that for 7 years, and I enjoyed it, but it's a hard slog.
Yeah.
I have respect for anyone that's been in it for longer than that time. Then I moved into sales in the same company, so it's my father's business, and
He didn't want you to go over fast,
did he? He did not want me to go to sales. He said I needed a thicker skin before I was able to move in, and I said I waited another year, and then again he still said no, you're not ready, and I said, I'm either starting with you next year or I'm going down the road to Ray White. And that was it. He said, right.
Yeah.
And it was sink or swim in that couple of years. And I think I sunk more than I swam. Coming from property management background, the phone never stopped. And I just, you'd have to you'd have a conversation, put the phone down, it'd ring again. So for 2 years, I waited for the phone to ring at my desk in sales. And I'm thinking, why isn't the phone ringing?
Something's wrong here.
What's happening? And then I sort of spoke to my dad and I said, you've been in real estate my whole life, and you'd think that I'd have a bit more of a grasp of what salespeople actually do. He said, go around and drive around your area, your farming area, which we still have, and look at all the sold signs, look at all the for lease signs, learn as much as you can about your farming area. Okay? I went and did that, 2 hours later, came back, done that, now what? I just didn't get it. I really didn't get it. So then I thought, okay, I need to start training. My dad was busy managing the team, and I thought, I'm going to do it myself. So I went out there and I just went to as many different trainers as I could, got as many different coaching sort of online or in courses, and then I couldn't get enough. And then I went and did a course and I got my license at Macleay College, and it was like an eye-opening, like in terms of the amount of knowledge, the amount of just that is involved in this game is incredible. And I'm still learning, and I feel like I know so much now, but there's always something, like on the weekend there was another experience that I've never had before, and I'm thinking, wow, that's just, when does it's exciting, because it's always exciting.
So what I love about that is that you really turned learning on.
Yeah.
And was it something that actually made you decide that you're going to get really good at this?
Yes, it was. So again, in my first 2 years of sales, we had 3 top agents, and we were First National at that time. We had 3 top agents. We went through a name change, and over a period of 6 to 8 months, we sort of worked on the name change and the SWOT analysis, our 5-year plan. And on the launch day of NNW, North and West, we lost those 3 top sales agents, and that was over $2 million that was 6 years ago, so it was a lot of money at the time.
Yeah.
They walked out the door and opened an office down the road. So at the time I wasn't doing a lot in sales, but our top 3, it was the top 3 were up here and everyone else was down here. There was no one in the middle. So it was a lot of beginners. I was included in that. And I thought, my dad was in such a state about this, and I thought, I really have to sink or swim. Like I haven't been going well in sales. I've been mucking around. I haven't been probably taking it that seriously. And I thought, it's up to me, it really was up to me, and I felt like I had the potential, I had the capacity, I had it in me to do it. Yeah. And I just got aggressive about it, and I, again, like that was the point, I guess, that I started to sort of source out the trainers and the coaches and get really serious about it, and learn my scripts and dialogues, and go out with other more experienced salespeople, even in Rudy Hill, other areas, not just my area, and learn my own style, and not be so robotic about it, not sort of take on another person's style, but learn sort of 10 different agents' styles and then make my own.
Yeah. So looking for the scripts that are going to work best for you,
Yes.
fit your style,
Yes.
and then personalising them into for you, for your clients, for your marketplace.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that I don't actually. It's not. I wouldn't call them scripts. It's more of a chat. And when I go into a vendor's home or potential vendor's home, it's all about building rapport. You know, that's the main thing. That's the number one thing that I go for every time. I'm not smooth. I'm not. You know, I don't wear the highest heels. You know, I stutter when I get nervous. But I think when I do stutter in front of my vendors or potential vendors, they find it quite endearing and they relax.
Yeah.
You know, and then I'm like, oh, sorry, I've got a bit of a stutter. The P word's the best, the PROPERTY, it's the worst word for me, and I'm in the industry.
Yeah.
So, you know, that sort of breaks the ice a little bit. And then I build rapport and try and find some sort of connection, you know, whether it be their style, their interior style, or whether it be their dogs or their pets. I love animals. So it's something real, not just, that artwork, isn't that beautiful by, you know, Monet. You know, it's not, it's real stuff. And a lot of my vendors say that, you know, what you see with Kate is what you get. You know, a vendor on the weekend put his arm around me in front of the neighbours, said, this girl Kate, she's the real deal, you know, and that's what I want to be.
That's brilliant.
I really want to be that person. And a lot of agents, it's a facade, and they have this facade about them, and then they list, and then they're a different person a week down the track. I don't want to be that person.
Yeah. So just picking up on that style component, you know, a lot of people go and say, oh, the tiles are great, or oh, isn't that a great painting?
Yeah.
But you actually have got a depth around property, so you can walk in and say, let's talk about your style.
For sure.
Yeah. So how does that work? You know, what would be an example of that?
Yeah. So I love interior design myself. So I was studying interior, and if I wasn't a real estate agent, I would have been interior like a stylist. So I know the different styles, and I'll walk in and say, wow, I love your, you know, shabby chic style, or French provincial, or whatever it may be. You know, whether it be.
Or that piece comes from a period or something like that. Yeah.
Vintage, or wow, that's really in these days. You should keep that. Don't sell it. You know, you'll get heaps of money for Nanandale or Inner West, or so. You know, the fact that I've personalised their style and their furniture, and you know, I know my own house. I've sold hundreds of homes, and my own house is built on a style that of 400 different homes that I have loved a certain bit of every home, and my home is every bit of that.
Yeah, fantastic.
So someone's style, that's their signature. You know, when you walk into someone's home, and it's personal for them. You know, when somebody comments on my colour of the couch or painting on the wall or whatever, it's a real compliment to me. Yeah,
fantastic.
So I really kind of bring that forward when I present.
Yeah. So from that rapport building, any other tips around that rapport building? Because I think that's something that you do remarkably well.
Yeah.
And by the way, I love the fact how you it sort of disarms people. You say, hey, I've got the stutter or whatever it is.
Yeah.
They probably relax even more then, don't they?
They do.
So, okay, excellent.
Because it's a bit of an awkwardness
about
me, I guess. It's a lot of agents, you know, they wear high heels and they've got Botox or whatever, fake whatever, and I don't, and I never will. And I always sort of thought when I got into this game, real estate, we can't lose who we are. You know, real estate, can be such a fake world. You know, it really can be. And who's the skinniest? Who's the prettiest? And it's not. We're selling people's homes. It's about their lives. It's real life. It's not how glamorous the industry can be, you know. So I really hone in on that, and I make them feel like it's about them. It's not about me. I don't talk about how great I am. I talk about them and their home and their memories and what's important to them in the home and what's important to them in an agent. What are they looking for? Yeah.
And how often would you be in a competitive situation from a listing point of view?
Oh, every presentation.
Pretty much everyone?
Oh, everyone. And I know that I'm working, you know, a lot of my competitors are 10, 15 years older than I am. And I know what they say. You know, they say about me. They'll say, "Oh, Kate, she's a good kid. You know, a bit inexperienced, but a good kid." I'm 37. You know, I've been,
400 houses later, kind of thing. Yeah.
So I will override that, and I'll sort of get in first, and I won't ever talk about other agents, but I will say, look, you know, I am 37. I've sold over 400 homes. a lot of my competitors are a bit older than me, but I've got the enthusiasm. Selling a house, my 400 and something home is like selling my first every time, and it's not, it's something that they don't do every day. So I don't treat it as it's not something that I've done 400 of these.
Yeah.
It's the first time for them, and I make it like it's the first time for me too. We're going in this journey together, and I don't take it for granted that they'll know what I mean by this. I explain everything, and then put them at ease, because this is a big, a lot of people think, oh, they'll understand that terminology, but they don't.
Yeah.
It's like walking into when when a doctor talks medical sort of jargon with you, you think just make that human, please. Like just really simplify that.
Yeah.
Because I don't understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
So same thing in real estate.
That's very good.
Yeah.
That's very good. So I get that people would really get your energy, your passion, your enthusiasm.
Yeah.
And also that neat shift that it's not about me, it's actually about you.
Yeah.
What are you looking for?
Yeah.
And suddenly really uncover that well and truly.
For sure.
Yeah,
it's
fantastic.
really important, because agents do tend to say, look, here are the stats, I'm number one in the area, I'm number two in the state, or whatever they say, and we can all sound the same. And I think when agents go in there, they're hearing 4 or 5 agents speak. We think that we sound different, but to them we sound the same.
Yep.
So there's got to be a point of difference. There has to be something that sets you apart, that sets you apart from your competitors. Mine is, in every presentation that I do, every appraisal that I do, at the end of it, I say, look, I can sit here and tell you, that I'm the best agent in the area, and I can show you all my results and my sale prices and record prices. But at the end of the day, we can all say that. Can we prove it? So what I want to do, Mr. and Ms. Vendor, is I'd like to send you an email of my last 15 vendors, names and numbers in order. So if you go to the website, I'm not skipping a few and better not put them in. It's in order of my last sales. So, call them, feel free. They all know, they all expect a call, because if I become your vendor, if you become my vendor, I'll be asking you to join that list as well. Ask them whatever you want to ask them. Ask them about their experience with me. Ask them the curly questions. I've got nothing to hide. So that is the proof. So, and then I'll say, how about you ask the other agents for their list, their 15 last, their clients, and see if they can present them. And that doesn't lie. That's the proof is in the pudding.
Yeah, that's great.
And that's really powerful, because they do call.
Yeah.
They really do call.
So are you doing a 1 or a 2-step listing appointment?
1.
1.
Yeah.
Right. So you've shared that with them.
Yes.
And then quite often, what do they go ahead and sign, or what?
Look, probably about 70% of the time they will, and 30% I say, look, we're seeing another agent tomorrow, and I'll make a bit of a joke. I say, look, you've got a 24-hour call off. How about I call that agent for you? And they make a bit of a joke about it, and so it's okay, but
so it's a bit of cheekiness in there, yeah.
There
that's
is.
good.
But so I'll say, look, I'm not the type of I'll obviously use all the the words, like I'll say, you've got a 24-hour cool off. I try, if I don't feel like they're quite there, I won't push. But if I think they're nearly there, I'll extend that cool off to 2 days if you like, to make it, if you really want to think about it over the weekend, or I'd love to have a signature on that agreement. But sometimes I feel if you push them when they're not ready, they rescind.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
So then I will say, look, I know you've got a decision to make. I'm not the type of agent that calls and hassles and asks if you've made a decision yet. So I'm going to leave you alone for the weekend. I'll wait to hear from you. If I haven't heard by Monday, I might give them a call, by Monday afternoon. Yeah.
Do you ever use at a listing appointment the sort of the apology frame where, look, I want to apologise to you if I feel I'm being a little bit forceful here, but you need to know that this is what I'm going to apply to the buyers as soon as you give me the go-ahead? Have you ever
that
used
is
that?
more with fee.
Right,
so
okay.
that is more a script I'll have with fee. So if they're challenging me on my fee, so obviously I like fees is a bit of a subject where agents and vendors freak out about. They panic, and so I try and take that away, take the stress and the tension out of that topic. And when they say, yes, they sort of sit back and go, so what's your fee? And you can see their body language, straight away. And then most agents are like, oh, well, they panic.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be. It should be, you've got to put them at ease the whole time. So what I say is, look, you've obviously seen other agents. What are their fees like? What have you thought about their fees? And they might say, oh, they're all over the place, or they're pretty similar. And then I'll say, I just call it. I call it because if there's tension, I try and get rid of that as quickly as I can. So I will say, look, fee is a topic that agents and owners tend to sort of panic about and freak out about. It shouldn't be like that. So I like to say, look, I like to discuss fee with you. I like to come up with a fee that you and I are comfortable with, not something that I dictate. It's not fair. It's your house, you know, and I would love the business, but I want to find something that is, you know, fair ground, fair game for both of us. So I usually give them an option. I'll say, look, I can do a flat fee or I can do an incentive-based fee, whatever you're comfortable with. And they'll say, oh, no, I don't want incentive, I'll have flat. And then I sort of name it. I'll say, how does that compare with other agents? And they say, oh, it's a bit, you know, a bit high. And then I'll say, okay, when you asked the other agents to negotiate their fee, what did they do? And they said, oh, they dropped it straight away. Okay, so the fact that we can't fight for our fee, what does that do with the price or the outcome of your sale, of your house? And I'll say, well, what do you mean? I'll say, look, if an agent panics on fee and drops straight away, then their negotiation skills aren't up to scratch. Because then when they get an offer or some dialogue around someone wanting to make an offer before an auction, they're going to panic. They might bring that price to you, say, look, it's the best price you're going to get, you know, there's no other buyers around, this is it. Their negotiation skills aren't up to scratch. So what they should be saying is, you know, if they want to make an offer before auction, thanks for your offer. It's in the ballpark of what the owners are hoping to achieve. We have had a little bit of interest. We don't want to say too much. We don't want to scare them off. Have had a little bit of interest. So we are going to proceed to auction because we want to keep this process very transparent. So it's like I go into a role play with the vendor, you know, and that basically shows my skills on the outset, you know. Yeah. So that almost is winning my fee there and then, because I'm saying I'm not going to panic. I'm going to fight for my fee and I'll fight for your price and your outcome as well. Yeah.
And then let's go ahead and make it happen.
Absolutely. Yeah, and fantastic. Then I always say, you know, I'd love the business, so will you give me a go? You know, I always talk buyers as well. I always talk the buyers that we have in our database that would, you know, I can think of 4 or 5 young families that would love this house, that would love the outdoor entertaining and the pool. You know, I'd love to be able to give them a call tonight just to let them know something's coming on the market. You know, would you give me a go? Yeah, it's a question that no one asks, and it needs to be asked. Yeah,
and I love the subtlety of that. Will you give me a go? Yeah. Because I say yes to that, and then okay, let's go ahead and complete the paperwork. Yeah, that's right. And do you do handshake pretty quickly, or what do you do there?
Yeah, I say, well, I'm looking forward to getting started.
Yeah, fantastic.
Or I can't wait to start working with you, or something positive along those lines.
Yeah.
And it's all about just being human, you know. It's not, I try and lose the business, the agent sort of vendor. I try and just make it really even and really equal and put them that's all about putting them at ease, because when they're comfortable with it, the number one, you know, forget fee, forget experience, forget results. The number one thing that the vendors look for is communication rapport, is how comfortable they feel with
will I feel comfortable with this agent over the course of selling my property? Absolutely.
And you know, I talk about the relationship of an agent and a vendor is, you know, quite a close relationship for the next 6 to 8 weeks. So you really need to be 100% comfortable with that agent, because if you're not comfortable with them, they're like a bad smell that just won't leave. You know, once you've signed with them, you're trapped. You know, so I talk
that's good
in normal
that's
sort
great.
of language.
Yeah. Excellent. So on the generating promotion side of things, you're known for a little bit of creativity in that area. Yeah. Can we have a bit of a conversation about some of those things?
So when I started, I thought, I need to stand out. You know, there's so much agent marketing, letterbox drops, all the same sort of stuff. They all look the same. They've all got, you know, thinking of selling. It's all just generic crap. So what I thought was, okay, if I do a letterbox drop, what's going to make me stand out? And I thought, okay, when I go through the mail, what stands out? Well, samples stand out. Samples of shampoo or samples of biscuits or chocolate or whatever it is. It's a lump in that pile that people go, what's that? Oh, wow, it's like a sample of something. So I want to be that lump in the mailbox. Yes. You know? So basically, you know, I have a series of 10 to 12 DL cards, and my assistants and I will spend hours and hours sticking a chocolate gold coin on a DL with the heading "Every dollar counts." You know, and 2,000 of them, and they go in letterbox, and that's a bit of a lump. Or last Easter we did "This chick knows how to sell" with a fluffy chick stuck to the DL card. You know, or another one is, you know, "You're safe with me" with the condom attached.
Now, you've never done that one, have you?
I'd love to do that.
I know. I mean, it would be, you have to...
In Sydney would be great.
Yeah, in the right market, I think it would go well.
Conservative.
Yeah, maybe not so good.
But, they say that, you're better to be talked about than not talked about at all.
Yeah. I love it. And, before we started the interview, you were talking about Mentos, for a breath of fresh air.
Breath of fresh air in real estate.
Yeah.
Mentos, Tic Tacs.
Yeah. And the concept of lumpy mail is a very good concept, well and truly. So as opposed to toss, oh, this is interesting.
They will always pull you out of the mail. They'll always get excited. What's this,
Yeah.
And then all the other junk mail's being chucked, and all the other 8 agents, they haven't even got a look in.
Yeah.
But oh, that's clever.
Yeah.
Now remember you. They
Yeah.
might stick it on the fridge and think that's clever.
Yeah.
Or another thing I do is, with the calendars every year, they go out and everyone puts their magnetic calendars out in December. Every year they get about 8 different calendars for the fridge. And I put mine in a blank envelope and seal it and just put it in the letterbox. And of course you think it's a love letter or something. What's this? It's like anonymous. Ooh. So they open it and it's like my calendar. Oh, cheeky Kate again,
Yeah.
But then they're going to put that up because it's clever.
Yeah.
It's something a bit different than the other crap that comes in your letterbox.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah. Excellent. Well, look, finally, any last tips that you give an agent either in startup mode or in business building mode?
Yes. So if I could go back in time, I would. The one thing that I would love, and I'm still struggling with that now, is database. So this is my 9th year in sales, and I would say my database is not up to scratch.
Right.
And I am quite disorganised. So I know that I'm those things, and I admit it, and so I'll just employ assistants to help me with those things. But I've got something like 5,000 contacts in my database, and I don't know who 4,500 of them are. So if I could go back in time as a new agent, I would have really just been strict with that. Who goes in there, qualifying them all, not just putting a name and an email. Like who are they? So I'm in a sort of a situation now where what do I do with all those people? Do I just delete and start from scratch? No, because I've worked too hard to get where I am. So it means employing somebody to actually manage, which I've just done today, employing someone to manage my database and literally follow up my vendors. I'm great with client communication. I'm great with my vendors and communication. I'll never let anything slip. I've really got high standards, but when it comes to pipelines, market appraisals that I've done a month ago, a year ago, hopeless.
Yeah.
And I see these listings come up and I'm like, serves me right because I didn't follow them up.
Yeah.
That is my weakness.
Yeah.
So I employ now, and all I need every day is a sheet that this new guy will be doing for me. A sheet, and Kate, you need to call these 10 pipelines today. Great, I'll do it, but I just need it in front of me.
Yeah. I think one of the big challenges with the database is so often it hides it. And as soon as the number gets too big, whatever that is for a particular agent, then you can be in that mode of it's too big, so I'll just ignore it. I'll pretend it doesn't exist.
Yes.
And I think, one of the things I love is to shift it from being a database to being a business base.
Yes.
The base of your future business.
It's true.
The other thing that's really smart for you is you've gone from I could acquire that skill. No, that's not going to happen. I need to hire that skill.
Yeah.
And what happens a lot of the time, I don't want to acquire it, I don't hire it, so nothing happens with it.
Exactly.
So you've got the smarts to say...
You bury your head in the sand.
Yeah, you've got the smarts to say, hey, I'm going to bring that skill set on because I don't necessarily need it, but my business needs it to really go to the next level of performance.
Absolutely, I'm best at listing and selling, and that's what I don't need to be getting bogged down with all the nitty gritty of proofing signboards and brochures and things. I am good at it. I'm good at that. So I've got a sort of a quite specific eye for detail, but. At the end of the day, it's not dollar productive for me.
Yeah.
And if my real skills are out in someone's lounge room, then I'd rather be doing that. And, with me, I have 3 part-time PAs. Getting a full-time PA doesn't work for me. It's too much pressure for me. Having someone sitting there when I'm sitting there, all the time. I just love them to come and go, and they've got different skills. So some people might have 1 full-time PA. That's great if they can do everything, but I've got 3 PAs that do certain things very well, and they're only in 2 days, and that's great because I have my space.
Yeah.
I love them, but I need my space as well.
Yeah. Fantastic. Well, Kate, thank you so much for sharing these insights.
Thanks,
and absolutely wish you incredibly well on your journey of real estate success.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Whether you're running an independent agency or part of a franchise group, one of the things that we absolutely know is you need access to the best leadership strategies on the planet. So on the 11th and 12th of September on the Gold Coast, you have the opportunity to be involved in the business of real estate. 2 amazing days where we bring together leaders both within the industry and also external to the industry to share leadership strategies to actually allow you to go to the next level within your business. It's in its 4th year now, and there's no question about it. It is, for a lot of leaders, the standout leadership conference within the industry. I think the thing that's different about it is when we actually sit down and do the planning for the business of real estate, we firstly begin not by who can we get to the business of real estate to speak. We firstly start with what do leaders of the leading agencies across Australia and New Zealand need to hear and learn and uncover to really allow the businesses to go to the next level, to build amazing teams, to have people who want to play, stay and perform in such a way that they can stand out in the marketplace. From there, we look at, well, who in the business, who in the market are doing those particular things brilliantly well? And by bringing that together, we create an agenda and a level of speaker within the business of real estate that's never been seen before within real estate. It would be absolutely outstanding for you to be there, to network, to experience these amazing learnings. We'd love to work with you and help you go to the next level in your business performance.